Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by open farmlands and tall trees, lived a man named Enrik. He was well known by everyone around him. Enrik was not wealthy, and he held no special status, but his kindness was unmatched. Whenever someone lost an animal, Enrik helped search until it was found. If a house needed repair, Enrik fixed it. When a neighbor had no food, Enrik shared his own, even when his meals were small. People often said, "Enrik is the strength of this village." What no one noticed was how exhausted Enrik felt inside. Every morning, before taking care of himself, he carried water for an elderly woman named Leora. Then he helped a nearby farmer repair broken tools. After that, he worked long hours in the fields until evening. When Enrik returned home, his house reflected his neglect. The roof leaked. The walls were cracked. Dust covered the floor. He would look around and say softly, "I will fix this tomorrow." But tomorrow always passed without change. One evening, a frightened boy ran to him and said, "Uncle Enrik, my father's ox fell into a deep pit. Please help us." Without hesitation, Enrik followed him. He pushed and pulled with all his strength until the animal was rescued. The villagers praised him loudly. Later that night, as Enrik walked home alone, his body suddenly felt heavy. His vision blurred, his legs weakened, and he collapsed at his doorway. For 2 days, Enrik lay sick inside his house. He waited, hoping someone would come to check on him. Maybe Leora, maybe a neighbor, but no one came. Everyone assumed Enrik was busy helping someone else. No one realized that this time, Enrik was the one in need. Looking at the ceiling, he whispered, "I gave everything to others, but now I am forgotten." Tears filled his eyes. On the third day, a traveling teacher named Saren passed through the village. He noticed Enrik lying weak near his door. Saren gave him water and sat beside him. In a calm voice, he asked, "Why are you suffering here alone?" Enrik smiled faintly and replied, "I was so busy taking care of everyone else that I forgot myself." Saren nodded and said, "You cannot protect others if you destroy yourself in the process." Enrik listened as Saren continued, "Compassion is powerful, but it must include you. If your strength is gone, you have nothing left to give." Those words stayed with Enrik. The next morning, Enrik rose slowly. His body was still weak, but his thoughts were clear. For the first time, he chose to care for himself. He cleaned his house. He repaired the leaking roof. He planted flowers outside his door. In the evenings, he sat by the river, watching the sky change colors, something he had never allowed himself to enjoy before. Soon, people began to notice. "Enrik has changed," they whispered. "He doesn't help like before." Enrik simply smiled and replied, "I still help. I've just learned not to abandon myself." Days turned into weeks. Enrik looked healthier. His steps grew stronger. When people asked for help, he didn't always agree immediately. Sometimes he said, "Let me finish my work first. Then I will come." At first, people were confused. But over time, they understood. Enrik was happier, calmer, and still kind, but now balanced. His life became a quiet lesson for the entire village. One evening, Leora visited Enrik and said, "You've taught us something important. We believed love meant giving until nothing remained. Now we see that caring for ourselves matters too." Enrik smiled and answered, "When you respect yourself, Your kindness becomes stronger and more honest. Slowly, the village changed. People continued helping one another, but they also learned to protect their own well-being. Peace grew deeper than ever before. As the sun set, Enrik sat by the river. The golden light reflected on the water. He closed his eyes and whispered, "Now I understand. Loving yourself first is not selfish. It is the foundation of real love. Remember this. You cannot lift others if you have no strength left. You cannot give true love if you ignore yourself. Take time to rest. Take time to heal. Take time to care for yourself. Because the world needs your strength, not your suffering." If this story touched your heart, like the video, share it with someone who gives too much, and subscribe to Temmy Tales in English, where every story helps you improve your English and grow within.